Did you miss me?
Alright, guys. You know what this is? This is the anti-bag. Well, I mean, it's a bag. It's not a bag, but inside is Anti. Well, I mean, it's the stuff for Anti. It's not Anti himself. Like, I didn't tear him apart and put him into the bag, but this is everything that I need for the costume. It is currently September 30th. I'm not waiting. I'm gonna show this off to you guys now. Like, everything that I need is in here, and I am so excited to show it off. I've been waiting for this for a while, and... okay, let's just get into it. I'm gonna sort it out. I'm gonna sort it out all in here, and I'm just gonna stop this right here and get right into it. Alright, let me get this done. Now, unfortunately, Sam is not going to be part of the costume. I did have an idea for him, but this is my only Sam plushie, and I don't want to ruin it with the fake blood and everything, so I'm just gonna keep my little Sam here safe and intact, but he's gonna be watching over this part of the video real quick as I show you everything here. I separated it up into different sections of clothes, prop, and makeup stuff. And, you know, the stuff that I'm going to be needing for the, say, the cut across the neck, or the eyes, or touching up the hair, anything like that. So, got these Converse, or however you want to call them. They look like Converse. I don't exactly know what they are actually technically called. Got them at Savers. $5. Like, most of the stuff that I have here is from, you know, either Savers or Spirit, because I'm broke. But I got these, $5, and I got these pants, which I already actually added some holes along the knees and a couple more specific spots, and got this black shirt. I actually got it from a friend of mine for my birthday, and apparently here in this state, it's really hard to find plain black t-shirts. Usually they're like band tees or, you know, something that isn't black, because it's a hot state and people don't like wearing black. So that was apparently really hard for him to find, but he actually found it and he gave it to me for my birthday, and that is awesome. Thank you so much. Got this. It's a little bit too big, so I'm gonna be using this when I actually go out for Halloween, and I might touch it up with a little bit of blood. But for the pictures of the final result, I'm going to actually use a real knife, kind of like how Jack did in his videos, but don't worry, I'm not actually going to be injuring myself or anything. Oh wow, I didn't even notice that little bend there. Okay, no, don't worry about it. This is going to be the one that I use going out for the night. Technically not trick-or-treating, we're going to be going to the mall, and we're going to go to a couple of other places. Liquid latex for the cut across the throat. This is what I'm going to be using for actually shaping the, like, the jagged cut line across the throat. That bottle's going to keep falling, so I'm going to go to this next. Bottle of blood. It's a full pint, and this is going to be for, obviously, the blood and the dripping effect, to add the color, to add a couple of... Alright, hang on one second. Apparently this little brat wanted to be part of the video too, so we're just gonna move along with her in here, so hopefully she won't be making as much noise. So, got the bottle of blood for the blood effect down the throat. Bloody scab. I figured that this would be a little bit before I add the blood onto it, like, I'd do the latex, and then I'd do the bloody scab, and then I'd add the blood, so that way it gives it a really cool looking effect. Never actually used this stuff. So... yeah, that's going to be a little bit interesting to try to use. This came along with the liquid latex, but I also have this full applicator. Got the sponges, got the little shaper tool, got the brush, got all these different little tools and knickknacks that I can use to better shape the cut across the throat. So I am definitely looking forward to that. You looking forward to it? Huh? You ready to see? Are you ready to see? You're not ready to see. Okay. Now, this stuff is more for the extra stuff that I'm going to be doing. Kitten, I'm going to ask you to move over here. So, any of you guys following me knows how much of a struggle it was for me to get these. These are sclera contacts, and what they do is they are bigger than normal contacts, so you can kind of see it in there. What they do is they blacken out most of your eye. Most of the people watching this probably has seen this done for like films and stuff, but I got this pair for $70, and it was because it was from the UK. But the fact that it was from the UK, it had really weird packaging, so I ended up having to wait 5 days after it was supposed to be delivered, and then I had to walk all the way to the post office. Big ordeal, but I finally have them. Some of you have already seen pictures of them. I love them so much. I can't stop wearing them. I actually took them out in order to use my normal eyes. My brand. Also, got these gauges. Just had to pull one out of my ear because I've gotten used to actually wearing them. And this is what I'm going to be using for the costume as well. Got this, which is going to be the touch-up hair dye that I use to make sure that, you know, I have the proper color of hair. Even though Jax is more blue now, I'm still gonna go with the Zoner Green, which is the original color of the first rendition of Anti. I also have the color that I've been using for my hair. My hair's fading out into like a light blue now. There's the cat again. And I'm going to be using this about 5 days before, so that way my hair stays at a normal green color by the time that it's fully faded out. And I'm also going to be using henna. One of my watchers gave me a really good idea. I asked before if I should have a tattoo on my arm, because Jack has a tattoo down his arm of the Bloodborne rune of Hunter. And I asked, should I add it? Because when Anti shows up in his videos, he does have the tattoo, because obviously he's not going to get rid of that. And one of my watchers actually suggested that I keep the tattoo, but also do the corruption rune. It's an amazing idea, and they'd actually seen it with art. For the life of me, I can't find the actual picture that they're referring to, but I will be doing that, and you guys will be seeing the progress of me applying the henna. I've done it before, so don't worry, I'm not going to mess it up, and hopefully that'll come out really good. That is a really good idea, and I thank Naruto Fox Lover. That is the watcher that suggested it to me, and I thank you so much for that idea. It's going to look awesome. This was the last piece that I needed today. It came in, and I'm so excited for it. And this, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait to tell you guys what this is for, because anyone following me from my stories will know specifically what that is for, and that's a little Easter egg. I'm not gonna reveal it until the very end of the video. Until next month exactly. Today is the 30th of September. I said that before. Tomorrow is the 1st of October. And my costume is complete. And you guys will not know what that is until the very end of the video. I guarantee it. It's going to be amazing. And I am so excited for this year. More videos, more updates to come. This thing's going to keep falling. And I hope to see you guys on the next update. I think that the next thing that I'm going to be showcasing is going to be the pumpkin carving video. Alright. Bye, Sam. This is going to be a great Halloween. Alright. This is the pumpkin I'm going to be using. Lighting out here is a little bit better than the lighting inside because our bulbs are out, so I figured take it outside. Hello, kitten, in the video again. And yeah, this is the one that I'm going to be partaking in carving, and hopefully it'll come out okay. I'm going to get to that probably tomorrow, or I might just get impatient and do it today, so expect that to be the next part. Alright. Alright, so this is the first time you guys are seeing me actually on camera instead of just being a voice in the background, but hey, alright, so it is time. I've been patient. When I recorded the last part of the video, it was actually about 10 days ago. It was Friday the 13th, and I'm finally gonna carve my pumpkin. It is the 23rd of October. and this is going to be the pumpkin that I'm going to be using to carve. And I got a bunch more tools that I have at the ready for the intricate parts, and I actually have a special tool on this one. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see that, but that part is going to come a little bit later, and you guys will see what it is that I'm going to be carving along with what I already have planned for this. So, hey, I might as well just say hi right away. Yeah, I got one of the shirts. I'll show you guys the back in a picture in just a little bit. But I really wanted to get started on this, so I might as well just, yeah, sorry about how kind of crap it is right here. I don't really have a table set up or anything like that. I have better tools than Jack was using last year, and I don't really have too much of a table, so I'm going to have to be doing a lot of this to showcase how the pumpkin is looking, but hopefully it'll turn out good. So, just going to get started on the lid, and the Q&A parts will come a little bit later. I just want to get started on this so that way you guys have exactly what it was that I promised you. So, gonna be a few time lapses in here, because there's gonna be a lot of times where I'm just like dead air, not talking, and otherwise I'm just gonna be really awkward where I'm just like, yeah, carving the pumpkin, almost cut my finger off. There we go, that's a good idea. But, alright, so let me get this lid off real quick and I can see what it is that you guys have been asking, and I'll get right into answering those questions in the middle of this. Alright, let's get this done. Oh my god. Alright, lid's off. A little bit of a messy pumpkin, not as bad as I thought it was gonna be, but yeah, it's gonna be bad. Got my trash bag. Just gonna toss this out. This is the official pumpkin seed trash bag, because as soon as I'm done with this, I'm baking these seeds, because that stuff is actually pretty damn good. But not too bad. I'm just gonna clean that knife off real quick and just set this here. Alright, so I'm gonna get started on scooping the actual pumpkin out, but I'm gonna start answering your guys' questions. Don't mind the fact that it's an old iPod Touch. This thing's been with me for like almost 10 years now, ever since this model first came out. Alright, so I'm gonna set that there. And I'm going to get started on the questions left by Full Metal Ratchet. Alright, so here's a few that I have. What is your favorite video game if you like video games? Clearly, yes I do. There's a game out that a lot of people by now have heard about. It's called Okami, and it's one of the most beautiful games I've ever seen. I saw it first about a year and a half after it came out, and when I started playing it, I'm just like, this is one of the greatest games ever. It's kind of a weird game if you haven't already heard about it, but if you know what it is, you kind of know what I mean. It's like a Japanese folklore, and you play as a white wolf goddess. You are essentially the goddess of the sun, and you need to go through and you fight with like paintbrushes, and you actually go through mythological Japan trying to find all the other brush techniques and pretty much, you know, save the world, I guess. That's usually the plot of a lot of video games, but the game is gorgeous. I recommend it especially for the art. I played it on the PS2, and it's out on the PS3 and the Wii. So if you have a chance, definitely check it out. PC, Xbox, PlayStation, or Nintendo, again, if that is your thing. I grew up with Nintendo, like, specifically, I remember my dad and I had an original SNES when I was born, and we used to play that a bunch. I actually never got an Xbox until I moved here. I did a lot of PlayStation 2 gaming, clearly with Okami, but I will always go back to Nintendo. I still have a lot of my old systems, and I especially still have my 3DS, and just recently, well not recently, like about a year ago, got a Wii U, and hopefully I'll be able to get a Switch. I don't know, rent comes first, unfortunately, but yeah, a Switch would definitely be amazing if I were actually able to afford getting it and afford getting the games for it. I've done a little bit of PC gaming, but I don't have a decent PC for gaming, so sadly I'm not going to be able to PC game too much, even though I really, really want to try out a bunch of games, especially the ones that Jack and Mark have been playing recently. But unless I can afford it, there's really not much that I can do in that department. Alright, what inspired you to begin writing, not just about the Guardians, but in general? I was writing and drawing before I can even walk and talk. Which is weird, yeah, you should be able to talk if you want to write, but it's just something that's always come naturally to me. Not so much recently. I mean, yeah, recently is when I started doing the Guardian stories, but, I mean, it takes a lot of inspiration, to just come up with a series of words in your head and make it sound like a decent story. But the main reason that I ever really got into writing was surprisingly because of my high school literature teacher. My senior year actually inspired me to get into writing because of our senior like final project thing. In order for us to graduate, we would have to come up with our own memoirs, and we read a lot of memoirs in order to practice up for it. And by the time that the end of the year actually came around, some people handed in like 2-3 pages worth. I handed in a full-on chapter, like at least 35 pages worth. And I'm not saying this to try and gloat or anything, I really just wanted to like sit down and write this stuff, because my life's a book in itself. But like, he was my main inspiration for actually doing that, because he had enough passion in his class to actually say like, hey, I believe in you, so go ahead and go write and show me what you can do. It doesn't matter how long it is, just do it. Like friggin' Shia LaBeouf. But yeah, he was my major inspiration, and he actually said by the time that he handed it back, he said that he felt more emotion in that piece than from any other student that he had since he started teaching. Again, not trying to gloat, I'm just saying that's where I essentially found out that, hey, I can actually, you know, I can write something and have it sound good. It's become a lot harder recently with a lot of like the life stress that I've been going through, but for the most part, writing actually does help. And I know I'm going on a little bit longer with this question, and I'm almost done with the scoopage of the pumpkin, but if you find something that you can find out that you do, it doesn't matter if you're good or not. Like, don't compare yourself to other people. Just try to consider yourself saying, hey, I found something that I can do, so I'm actually gonna start doing it a lot more. And the more that you do it, the better you get, and once you find that you're proud of yourself for doing something like that, stick with it. That's really all that I can say. I used to draw a lot more, but I've just haven't really had the inspiration to draw as much. I will hopefully get back into it. I do have a few plans for the series in the way of art. Oh god, that is getting really full. But I'm just gonna get off this question because I pretty much spent the entire video just answering that question alone. And let me bring up the next one. How did you find Mark and Jack? Okay, this one I might go on a little bit less of a tangent on. I used to be a fan of PewDiePie, so right away, yeah. But I mean, I still sometimes check his stuff out, and yeah, I made him the leader in my series, but that's just because of how close he is to Mark and Jack in real life. So I figured, you know, since they're already friends, I'm gonna include all three of them in the series as, you know, these characters. So I used to watch him a lot, but he started kinda, I don't know, getting a little cringy with his videos. And I don't know, I just couldn't find myself to watch him anymore. And then a lot of stuff happened where I just you know, unsubscribed to a lot of different channels. And then I found Mark on a related video on one of the videos I was watching from another channel. And I just saw him and I'm like, that guy's voice is awesome. Like, right away I was just drawn to this person's voice, and he was funny. I think it was the Octodad series. That was my first series that I ever watched him actually play. And so I was like, you know what? This guy's funny, and he has a really good voice. I'm gonna subscribe to him. I actually said that on my Tumblr, when I had a Tumblr at the time. And that was when he had like maybe 3 million subscribers, and he actually commented back saying thank you. So I'm like, okay, this guy's actually pretty cool and he talks to his fans. So I've been subscribed to him ever since then. And how I found Jack, oh god, that is such a mess. I found Jack through Mark. I mentioned this in a past journal that I did, and I was just watching Mark play a couple of multiplayer games, and I saw him start talking to this Irish guy, and I'm like, this guy kind of sounds pretty funny. So I went to his channel and saw that he was still pretty new, and I'm like, okay, I'll check this guy out, and started watching some of the more obscure games that he did, like the Cleverbot Eve, just a bunch of the weird like indie games that he was playing, and I was like, yeah, I'll subscribe to him too. And I saw the video that actually helped him start getting really popular, the one that Felix recommended to all his fans. And I still go back onto it and say, just, man, look at like how much he's actually grown, because in the video he talks about how he never thinks that his channel will hit 1 million subscribers, and I look at it now, I'm like, you're almost at 17. That's absolutely mind-blowing that he never actually thought he would get this popular, and I see him touring, I see him, you know, do all these different things, be able to voice act in games, and I'm like, look how far you've come. This is amazing. Any other channels you really enjoy watching? I've included this guy in a couple of the chapters of the Guardian story. There's one channel that I will always fall back on, and it is the channel that I've been subscribed to most consistently and the longest. Might not know him. He's called Chilled Chaos, and he has been one of my favorite channels, if not my absolute favorite channel for the past few years. Primarily, specifically, because we have actually had personal conversations when I was at my absolute worst. Haven't really had that much with Mark, haven't had that much with Jack, haven't had that much with really any other channel that I've watched. But Chilled Chaos, his name is Anthony, and he's from New York. He's been traveling across the country, but he's back home in New York. He's the channel that I will always go back to anytime that I just need, like, a moment. I'm just like, I'm way too stressed out right now. Not even Jack or Mark is going to be able to help me. I need to go back to Anthony. And his videos have always made me laugh, and the fact that we have actually spoken to one another. You can even see at the start of my channel, I made an animatic that he used in his 500,000 subscriber special. And just the fact that he did that alone just is absolutely amazing. Pumpkin is empty for the most part. So, on this side, yeah, I'm using both sides of this. On this side is going to be a traditional carving, and on the other side is going to be scraping. And you guys are going to see what I'm going to be scraping as soon as I'm done with the carving. I'm not going to record the entire thing, I'm just going to record progress stages, and you guys will see what it is that I'm carving and scraping in little bits and pieces. I'm going to cut here, and I'm going to start carving, and I'll show you guys the progress of the actual progress of the carving. Stop repeating yourself, Nick, and I'll get right back to you guys. Alright, see you in a bit. Alright. Again, I am sorry that I couldn't actually get this recorded, but it did take a little bit longer than I expected, and there's only 12 minutes left on the phone, so after this video I am going to have to immediately send it to myself and then delete the file so I can continue recording over the span of the month, October. Halloween, that's it. But hey, if you want the carving process of this pumpkin, you might as well refer to Jack's old video. Yeah? I got Gerald. I got a little Gerald now. And let me double check to make sure that the head still fits on. Once I can get it there. There we go. What do you guys think? I know it's not perfect. I know I kind of didn't really space the face out too well, but I think it came out pretty good. What do you think? Still got a little bit left in there that I gotta scoop out, but now comes the part that I haven't really practiced on too much. I did have a little baby Gerald outside and he died in like 3 days, like caved into himself, but I did practice on one pumpkin and it actually came out pretty good. So I'm gonna get to doing that now and hopefully it'll come out just as good, or hopefully a little bit better than Gerald here has. And at the end of this, I'll make sure to get a candle inside here and see how it comes out because I'm really excited to get this on the porch. Alright. Anyone want any pumpkin skins? Because my god, I got a lot right now. Oh man, that took a lot longer than expected. And now I'm sore. I don't even know when I started doing that, and it's like 6:30 now. But it's done. I don't know why anytime I try to do anything with Sam, the pupil always comes out way too small, and I messed up a lot. Got a lot of sharp edges and a lot of carved in spots where I kind of messed up because this is literally my second time trying this, but hey, hopefully it came out alright. Like, if I was gonna go with my other idea was gonna be doing just Auntie's face on the back. If I was gonna do that, it would take days for me because I am not used to actually doing this. But hey, I'm glad with how it came out. And we got our boy Gerald on the other side. So I'm gonna pop a candle in there and see how it is, and at the end of the video, that's how it's going to be outroed out. Gonna have a nice little shot of Gerald lighting up in the dark.